everybody. I'm here today to talk to you about the top 7 ways to increase horsepower and torque for cheap. That's right. These are 7 different things that you can do to your car that will slightly increase your horsepower and torque. Some of them will increase it significantly, but most will increase it slightly, and they're relatively cheap, okay? Some of them are going to be super cheap, and others are going to be kind of cheap, but they're all relatively cheap. Number 1 is a cold air intake. Now, cold air intake will definitely increase your throttle response and your acceleration, but with regards to horsepower, it's going to give you a little bit of a boost. They're really inexpensive to buy, and you can probably install it yourself. Number 2, a performance camshaft. A performance camshaft is almost like an advanced or like a level 2 upgrade because it's something more internal that usually requires a professional installation, but it will give you some added power. And it's also added power that you probably would have never gotten through any other upgrade or modification that you would have done. Number 3, a performance less restrictive exhaust. Car exhausts from the manufacturers are meant to be quite restrictive. They're meant to decrease your horsepower and torque, but reduce the emissions and make the car more drivable, okay? So by getting a less restrictive exhaust, it's going to open up some of that restricted power that sort of was there or wasn't there when you first got the car. Number 4, a tune-up. Many people overlook a tune-up, but however, it is one of the best things that you can do to your car. It will really unlock some horsepower and torque, and it's going to just make the car drive better. So in addition to unlocking some horsepower and torque that you might have lost over the years, it's going to just allow the car to just drive better. So in my opinion, if your car is older and you want to increase the horsepower and torque, a tune-up is definitely something that you should look into, and they're fairly inexpensive for the most part. Number 5, this one's actually free for the most part, weight reduction. Believe it or not, weight plays a huge role in how fast your car goes or how fast it feels. You can have 500 horsepower, but if it's in a heavy car or a heavy vehicle, it's not going to go that fast. 300 horsepower in a much lighter vehicle would probably go faster than 500 horsepower in a much heavier vehicle. So by doing things like emptying out the junk in your trunk, or maybe even removing your rear seats if you never use them, you can actually significantly reduce the weight. Some people will even recommend that you remove your spare tire. However, that means that if you get a flat tire, you don't have a spare tire to put on your car. So always keep that in mind. There's always going to be a trade-off. Number 6, better tires. Now, this won't technically give you more power. However, it will allow you to use more of the power that you already have. If you have 300 horsepower in your vehicle, but your traction is only allowing you to maximize 250 horsepower, then getting better tires would technically unlock that lost horsepower. So technically, you're kind of figuratively getting more horsepower and torque. If your tires are slipping, then you're kind of getting more horsepower and torque. And they're just better for gripping, even through curves and regular driving situations with regards to handling. Last but not least is number 7, which is a performance chip. A performance chip is a quick and easy way to upgrade your car and unlock some power. They can be very cheap or they can be very expensive. It all depends on the car and the chip that you're looking at. However, you should definitely consider doing it, but I would recommend a performance chip if you are doing other modifications. In my opinion, there's not really a huge point in taking a stock vehicle that's not a sports car and just chipping it. Wouldn't really do that much good, and it would be quite expensive. However, if you already have lots of modifications and you want to unlock more horsepower with those mods, as well as with the stock components of your engine, then it's something that's definitely worth it. That's it. Those are the top 7 ways to increase your horsepower and torque for relatively cheap. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below as a comment, and of course, be sure to subscribe for more great videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.